To South Africa, where, well, the country has been gripped by the trial of a former policewoman who's been accused of killing 5 members to claim their life insurance. Now, her name is Rosemary Ndlovu. She is also accused of engaging in a killing spree between the year 2012 and 2018, which also included her lover, Maurice Mabaso.
But what has been catching the eye of South African public as much as a testimony is the defendant's erratic behavior in the dock. Now, in recent weeks, she has been seen throwing the peace signs, even arguing with journalists in a very unusual display for an accused.
Well, to really give us more context on this story this morning, we are joined by South African journalist and editor Candice Bailey to unpack the situation. Candice, good to have you once again. Good morning. Candice, bring us up to speed and tell us a bit more about the allegations against Rosemary Ndlovu.
Good morning, Breakfast Central. So a very extraordinary case, Rosemary Ndlovu's trial is. What it appears to be is that the state alleges that she killed 5 of her family members and her lover to claim the insurance policy, but then also ordered a hitman to kill another sister and her 5 children in 2018, and that's when she was actually arrested and put behind bars because the hitman turned state witness. What we know is that this killing spree took place between 2012 and 2018. The people who were killed in various ways. They were either poisoned, they were injured. One was involved in a car accident, which is believed to be linked to Ndlovu, and she claimed quite a significant amount of money, 1.5 million rand in South Africa, which is quite a hefty sum that she was able to claim from insurance claims. She's now facing 20 charges, which includes charges of murder, charges of attempted murder, as well as insurance fraud. Wow.
Now, this is a serious situation in South Africa, but let's briefly get into the antics that Rosemary had displayed in the dock. From the boldness to the being not even remorseful. That's not usual, right? Is it?
It's completely unusual. We've never seen this before for somebody who's on trial. In fact, there are several other antics. She's also been seen threatening journalists with signs. She's been seen throwing people outside the court with materials when they were either taunting her or talking to her. She was reacting. There's also been lots of reaction on social media about her, particularly Twitter, where some people have been saying that she's unstable. Other people have called her an Oscar, said that she's provided an Oscar performance for, the way she's been behaving in the dock. She's come with very crazy hairstyles. In recent weeks, she's also said that, her shackles were too tight. They needed to be loosened. She said that she's ill and that the trial needs to be postponed. So she's really given us a performance during her trial over the past few weeks.
All right, so she's been in the dock. Where are we now, Candice, in terms of the proceedings and in terms of the prosecution and the defense?
So the case has been postponed until the 14th of October, when both the defense and the state will make closing arguments, and then there will probably be a judgment. So she has a 2-week reprieve, a 2 to 3 week reprieve. But I think that it's been quite a lengthy case. They've had more than 50 witnesses that have been called. So everything is seemed to be wrapping up. And it is a case that dates back to 2018. So I think the state is quite keen on getting a conclusion in this matter now.
Right. Now, in an unrelated matter, we see that there have been developments in the COVID-19 corruption scandal linked to the former health minister. Can you give us the latest on that?
Indeed, Oluchi, there has been some developments. It appears that in addition to the minister stepping down last month, the Director General of the Health Department in South Africa, who's Sandile Buthelezi, has now also been suspended. You will recall that the case that we are talking about is about 150 million rand contract that was given to a company called Digital Vibes early in the year, and they were linked to communication materials around COVID, and it appears to be there was some practices that were not above board that were flagged by the government, that they've now been tackled. But obviously, Sandile Buthelezi is now suspended, and I think that takes the case to a new matter. It appears that there are other officials in the department who also may be suspended.
All right, Candice, following this case, how would you say this has affected the vaccine administration program in the country? Because we know it's been quite extensive with big plans, ambitious plans to vaccinate.
Indeed, our vaccine program has been it's gained a lot of momentum in the last few months. We have managed to vaccinate about 8 million people fully, but we still have quite a significant way to go. We've got about 40 million people. So although this specific case has not affected the vaccine administration, what we have seen lately is that there's concerns that the vaccine administration is waning slightly. You would know that a few weeks ago, the South African government decided to also vaccinate children between the ages of 1 and 18, and they've registered about 4,000 children. So that's also getting underway, but we still have quite some way to go if we want to vaccinate 40 million people by December. So the government may need to review its strategy if it wants to meet those targets of vaccinating 70% of the people by then.
All right, well, thank you very much, Candice Bailey, South African editor and journalist. We'll come back to you as the trial continues to unfold there for Rosemary Ndlovu, and perhaps judge on a scale of the gripping it ways held South Africans spellbound. Oscar Pistorius, or perhaps this Oscar performance, as you call it, for Rosemary. All the best, Candy. We'll get you again
Thank
later.
you so much. Thanks.
All right, bye.